Okay, Murph, who are your three forwards? Three best forwards that you've seen play?
Going in with Clifford at the top.
Yeah.
I think he's just a level of consistency I don't think I've yet to seen. Not saying that anybody hasn't had it, but his level of consistency is phenomenal. Peter Canavan up north again. Again, just look, boys, watch his highlights reels. It's like you know, he's small, diminutive. There's just people going around trying to chase him. It's like that one
video. Is there one video of Canavan going around? It's like
highlights,
2 or 3 minutes.
yeah.
It was
Who put that together?
come out in COVID. I think that's whenever that came out.
Unbelievable. Aerial clearing games, and it's that.
people
What a
trying to-
player.
The last one I'm going with Jeremy Connolly again. Connolly, Fitzgerald, Marsh Fitz, Gooch. Like, how do you pencil it down? Like, but I'm going with Jeremy Connolly on it. Just skill wise, things we struggled probably to see from a lot of players. We'll discuss it. But those are my three: Clifford, Canavan, Connolly.
Paddy?
3 C's.
Yeah, I had the Cliff as well.
Yeah.
I had Peter Canavan as well, and I actually put Burno in.
Okay, yeah.
You're right, Connolly from our team, we were chatting about this, Aaron, technically he was the best player by a mile.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone like him, just natural. I was the same age as Dermot, we played the whole way up.
Did he kick a ball over the Liffey?
Did he?
I think he did. I saw some YouTube clip
Oh,
where
maybe,
where
night out.
he's on one side of the road and he kicks the ball.
It was probably on the left, on the outside of the left too. Like, it was probably after Solo dummy in on the right.
He was we were the same age growing up. He was a brilliant Vincent's team, they won the Fail, and then we would have played underage with Dublin together, and it was, do you know way players have weaker sides, and you work on your weaker side, and you, no matter how good you get it, you can still kind of tell that that's not natural for someone. You might take a half a second to steady yourself. I swear to God, Dermot was 12. We were playing matches. He was like that.
Yeah.
Just incredible. Not to say he didn't work on his game, but he was exceptional technically. But the reason I put Burno in ahead of him is probably in terms of consistency and where Burno kind of started.
Hold on a second now. Connolly's not on your three.
No, I was just backing Murph.
So
Burno, I put Burno from Dublin.
You're doing the same. So as you're talking up James McCarthy and you're not putting him on. Now you're doing the same. You're talking up Connolly.
I'm getting more dubs
Speaking
in.
out of both sides of his mouth here.
So have you got 4? So is it?
No, I
And
put
the rest of
Burno
them-
in ahead of Dermot, and the reason being his ceiling. Again, when Dublin probably weren't at their best, he was just an incredible scorer, unbelievable scorer. You mightn't see a lot of him in games, but you know, and it break my heart. He make 10 runs, and Burno every single game he's clicking 5 or 6 points. And the improvement we spoke about on one of the other shows, he developed his game to become a leader in that team.
I know all about him.
You would have marked him
I've
very closely.
I've nightmares on him. What are your 3, Aaron?
Well, I've gone Peter Canavan as well.
Yeah.
I've gone David Clifford, and the old tradition is ahead of me, and we'll trash it out here. I've probably a bit left field. I'm going to go with Trevor Giles.
Trevor Giles, class act.
And
Footballer of the year, yeah.
twice. So Mead
not
won
too
the
left
All
field.
Ireland twice. He was the footballer of the year
The
twice.
sleeveless, he was
And because he
Great
cut the
love.
sleeve,
Cut the
because he cut the
sleeves
sleeves
off. Great
off,
love.
that is
Beautiful
iconic.
Kicker off the ground.
incredible footballer.
For me,
Centre-back,
I suppose if
centre
you're
forward.
again, it's the same thing. You're trying to compare the greatest footballers that we've seen this 30 years. I'm trying to just come at different angles in terms of different types of forwards, not your inside man, who's your finisher, like your Michael Murphys as well. Giles, at that stage, for what was a traditional role, and it's we've gone away from that, and it's a role I miss because Brian McGuigan
was
sort of come
exceptional,
after him, like and I Marc McGuigan as well. He was great. He'd just lead you 5 yards one way and cut 20 yards into space the other way. Get the ball one step on the half turn, and they're feeding full forward lanes. Now I know football's different now with players back and that pop pass in front, maybe not on as much, but for me, I just loved Giles. He always had his head up, he was always composed, and he said for someone to do what he did, win 2 All-Irelands, win Footballer of the Year both years, and do your cruciate in between.
Yeah.
He was incredible. So I'll let you name your 3, and then we can trash it out a bit more if needs
The
be.
3 Kerry lads.
I went with, I think you're talking about Diarmuid Connolly in terms of, say, both feet. I've seen a man kick a ball over the bar here off the ground with his weaker foot, Morris
Fitz.
Like, I think if you talk about skill, okay, now Connolly kicked a point against Kerry. into the hill in
16.
2016,
Yeah.
and it was just
Amazing.
like it was just you could see this was just natural
Perfect
ability,
flow.
perfect
Beautiful,
flow,
beautiful.
exactly. Maurice Fitz had that, and to kick a ball into the Davin end off the ground from the sideline to 13 with his weaker left foot, for me was incredible. So Maurice Fitz,
I
is
was
there.
actually right behind him in the Hogan that stage. There used to be like 3 wee steps at the front of the old Hogan where you were down below ground level, and he came over and he held on to the fence with his 2 hands just in front of us, and you're looking going, that's not
No
going
chance.
over there,
Yeah.
like, and see to be behind the flight of that and the trajectory and just hearing it go and the way it tailed off, like for a man who'd been there as long, hadn't won an All Ireland. And then the performance he put in that final that day, like it was incredible. Then he finished it off with one off the outside of his right, similar to the one he kicked in Thurles that day.
But you see, the thing about that point, right, that you're on about the Cusack stand, the camera comes from the Hogan stand.
Yeah,
so we can't
it doesn't
appreciate
give
the
it
beauty
much.
of that score.
Similar to the one down in Semple.
it was
It was the exact
exact
same
same.
one
It was the
as the
exact
one in
same,
Semple.
yeah.
So he had that ability, natural ability. So he's there. Obviously, the Gooch is there for me. I think he was just
You're
incredible.
going all Kerry. Jesus Christ.
Look, the best forwards came from Kerry. So what can I say? And obviously David Clifford. And look, can I also say, I didn't see, I'm not putting them in because I didn't see, I saw them on Kerry's golden years. 3 players that will stand out to me. Pat Spillane, Mikey Sheehy and Matt Connor.
Matt Connor.
Matt Connor
Like, just to
was-
see Kerry's golden
Connor's
years,
Laker
to
Gale.
see
Yeah.
those 3 players, just incredible footballers. I won't put them in, so I'm just going Maurice Fitz, Gooch, and David Clifford.
Can you come back to me now?
Canavan is very unlucky.
Kerry players.
Canavan is very unlucky. I would possibly Canavan.
Shout out to Peter
Yeah,
Canavan.
huge shout out to Peter. I'd hate to mark Canavan.
Can I start talking about Oisin McConville and Steve McDonald?
Yeah,
Come back to me. Come back to me.
You had your pick.
Yeah, come back. Ronan Clark.
2 lads that I'm mad to kind of speak about here, and from you from a Kerry point of view and yourself from a Dublin point of view, is Connolly and Maurice Fitz. You know, they're a hybrid of they get scores, they're creative, bit of how would you say, they're just beautiful skill to watch. But what I'm trying to get at is maybe they're going back to that piece of, what were they like as regards, were they competitive? We spoke about James McCarthy, and you said James McCarthy, always early training, flat to the mat, 100 mile an hour, 100%. Were these lads football like lover? Were they mad to win?
Yeah, well, I only got to know Maurice really in the last few years. I wouldn't say when I was on the panel, I wouldn't really have known him. Do you know, my brother Dara would know him.
Is he quiet? He's quiet enough, is he?
He would be, yeah, but I remember the first time I was on the panel in 0-1, that famous game where Meath annihilated us.
Yeah, the
and
semis, yeah.
I just, in the lift with Maurice Fitz, and she's in awe of him like this. I'm in the lift with Maurice Fitz, just the 2 of us, and he just turned to me and he says, he's a big man, he says, congrats on making the panel, and that's all he said. And like, just to be in the same like area of this guy, just
The
he was
story
incredible.
was about him was that he's still up until very recently. He used to go down. He still goes down. He's the same
Yeah.
club
The
as
kicking
Brian Sheehan, isn't he?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they had the
like-
same lovely kicking.
Oh
type,
yeah,
but
same club, and Brian has that style as well, where Brian's
Languid.
just incredible off the ground kicker and incredible kicker. But just to be able to do what he was able to do with the ball, and like the thing about Maurice Fitz, again, he played in poor Kerry teams, very poor Kerry teams, and like 1988 started, like I think he got 12 points or something in a Munster final against Cork. And like had the ability, you made a point there, that creativity. There was a few clips in the 97 semi-final against Cavan where he comes out, he wins a ball, wins his own ball, puts a beautiful ball into Mike Frank, goal. Same thing in 2000 semi-final against Armagh, wins that ball
Armagh.
outside of the left boot,
glorious.
puts a diagonal ball across into Mike Frank again, another goal. He was able
But
to
the
score.
goal he got in that, he
goal,
came on as a
yeah,
sub, and the
unbelievable.
goal he got into the
to
hill.
switch hands. Yeah.
It literally went into the, like Tierney just couldn't, he just looked at it and it went into the bottom corner. Like.
see, you spoke about James McCarthy, but
Probably
was he-
different than Marc, though,
Right.
to be fair. Now, Dermot was talent-wise, like I said, and
But when he was at his peak, he was some athlete.
he was an incredible athlete, unbelievable in the gym. He was nearly a bit aloof. The team, we're talking about, you mentioned around Lee Keegan, that his preparation to the game might be slightly different to anyone else. He'd just kind of arrive and he wouldn't go through maybe the analysis as much.
Well, I'll give you a good one. We were playing St Vincent's in a challenge game on a Saturday evening, the night before the 16 All-Ireland final, and I was waiting on my player to come out at the start of the second half, and he just hadn't come over, and I was looking over the dugout going, where is my man? And there was Connolly standing giving him instructions in the dugout. This was 7 o'clock in Crossmaglen, the night before an All-Ireland club final, and he went out into the All-Ireland senior final, and he went out into the car park, signed autographs, got picture taken, and he comes out as a Stormer the next day in an All-Ireland final.
It was kind of the majority of the lads who kind of had their own approach to things, and Dermot was kind of his own man. He always was. Like I said, the whole way up we'd have played underage stuff. The technical ability he had, like I said, from the start, you know, and you can just tell.
Hurling too.
Hurling, unbelievable soccer player, unbelievable hurling, unbelievable GAA.
What kind of a relationship did he have with Jim?
Jim would have had a kind of military approach. Everyone was the exact same. No matter who you were, Stephen Cluxton, 20 years playing, or you're a young fella coming onto the panel. But the only one where there was any sort of leeway or flexibility was with Dermot.
Bit like Kenton and Fergie.
Very, very similar to that. But that was, I suppose, the genius of Jim, that he understood that we had this guy who was a bit of an enigma, but an incredible player, and someone...
Players all understood that too, didn't
Players
they?
understood that. Because we could see this guy is special, and he
Made
was
some
special.
big contributions coming on off the benches and all Ireland's here, you know.
But even before, that was probably towards the end of his
Beyond the
time.
end.
You look at his highlight reel, he did things, and I was saying this is an exceptional Dublin team, and a lot of those players will go down in history as Dublin's best players or best players in GAA. He was the best technically.